Hello everyone and welcome back to another review video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Blueberries livery of the JetBlue Airways Airport Playset. So this is a common model that you can still buy off of pretty much all the websites that the Daron models are sold on. And this is a model that is actually being replaced by a painted version of the JetBlue A320. So you can still buy the stickers version, which this is the stickers version that was actually made in 2018. I have had this playset for a couple years, but I never did any review video on it. So, and there is a newer version of the JetBlue model that is being made, which is actually a completely new mold, which is the JetBlue A321neo, which is pretty exciting considering that is a completely new model, entirely new mold for the Daron planes. And that one will be in the ribbon livery, and I'm pretty sure it will be all painted. I think any new models that will be made in the A321 mold will most likely be all painted. So you can buy this model as a single plane and a playset, and there actually are 6 total versions of the JetBlue models, including the new ribbon livery of the A321neo, but before that, there are 5 different versions of the A320, with the oldest one being the plain blue Yorker A320, which I do not have, but I do have the other 2 versions of the older livery, which are the Song Sung Blue and kind of the more bubbles kind of tail livery, and then there is the blue Yorker, which kind of has the more box pattern on the tail. And then I have another version of the Blueberries Livery, which kind of is a newer one, but it was more the single plane. But this one was in the single plane. So, the JetBlue models were first made in the early 2000s as the plain blue livery, which was most likely was the original. And then kind of throughout the later 2000s and earlier 2010s, the Song Sung Blue and the Blue Yorker livery were also made kind of sporadic. I think they were all pretty much made at the same time until they were discontinued and replaced by the Blueberries livery around 2015, between 2015 and 2018, probably around 2016, around that time. So, which was the stickers version, and then now I think about 2 years ago, Daron had announced that they will be making the painted version of the JetBlue A320, which you can still buy the stickers one, but is slowly being replaced by the painted one. But of course, the painted one is a lot nicer since you don't have to worry about the stickers coming off. So starting off with a review of the box, up at the top there is the JetBlue logo in the nice dark blue color, and there's the airport playset and then a recommendation for the age. And then at the bottom there's the Daron logo and then the nice little description of the Blueberries theme for what the livery is, and then airport accessories, die-cast metal with plastic parts, and then the warning label at the bottom. And then the entire box has the really nice design of the Blueberries livery that the tail has for the A320 model, which pretty much goes throughout the entire front of the box. So, and then on the back of the box, there is the really nice box art image with the JetBlue A320 and the vehicles and all of the signs that are included in the playset. And the airport playset, nice big bold lettering, and then Blueberries theme, airport accessories, and then die-cast metal with plastic parts. So, and then the Daron logo on the bottom, and pretty much all the other stuff. There also is the manufacturing date, which is November 16th of 2018. So, I also do have the single plane box that had came in, and the box art image is pretty much exactly the same, except of course the single plane does not have all the vehicles included. But as far as I know, most of the between the playset and the single plane, I think most of the boxes were sometimes either exactly the same or somewhat completely different. It is kind of cool how the single plane is pretty much exactly the same, except it doesn't have the vehicles. Pretty much kind of like just cropped it all out. So that pretty much is all of the review of the box. So I will pause the video real quick and take out the plane. So here is the JetBlue A320 and the 2 vehicles that come in the playset. I did not take out the signs because they are the same signs that pretty much come in all of the newer playsets. So starting off with a review of the plane. So up at the front, there is the really nice saying for the kind of livery, which is all wrapped up in blue, which each of the JetBlue aircraft do have kind of a different little saying for it, which I think is really nice, considering that it's better than having all of the designs being the same. I like how JetBlue kind of mismatches between their tail liveries. So, but the tail design is called the Blueberries Livery, but kind of they always have the saying up at the front, which is different for all of the different livery designs. So, then behind that there is the JetBlue logo displayed at the front of the plane, and then on the engines there is the JetBlue.com, and then there is the really nice dark blue on the undercarriage and on the engines, and also the wing, also on the wingtips. And then there is also a slight dark blue, which is the same color as displayed on the engines, wingtips, and the undercarriage, kind of outlined where the cabin doors are. And then what is the very distinctive for the JetBlue models is the Wi-Fi box, which is kind of molded into the aircraft on the top of the fuselage, kind of right in the middle, which is on the real JetBlue aircraft. I'm pretty sure they are on some of the other A320s for other airlines, but they are the most distinctive for the JetBlue aircraft, which I think is a really cool part of the plane as well. And the Wi-Fi box is also displayed on all of the other models as well, so which I will be reviewing later in the video. So, and on the back there is the real registration for this aircraft, which is N636JB, which is an Airbus A320. Which Airbus A320 also displayed underneath that. And then there is the last cabin door, which also it has that dark blue outline. So, and then the tail has the Blueberries livery on it with a JetBlue logo, and both sides are different for the tail. I'm not sure if that was just kind of like a little design mistake or they did that on purpose. I know that on the kind of newer version, which I have, which is the 2019 version, you can see a little bit of a difference in the tail design, which honestly, I kind of do like the 2019 version a little better. I think it's a little bit more neater than the other one, but you can definitely tell the difference on the other side. You can definitely see the difference between the two, the older model and the newer model. The painted version is pretty much like this one, except there are no stickers on it and it's fully painted. So I think that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure if that's on all of the older models, because then that kind of would be like it's another version of it, but I'm not really sure, but it is kind of interesting. So that is pretty much all the review of the kind of newer Blueberries livery. So I'm going to do a quick review of the other models as well. So this is the Sung Blue livery, which is kind of in the bubbles tail livery. I got this model a little while ago. I never did any specific review on it because I kind of wouldn't have made much sense just to do one review on this. I am hoping to do another JetBlue review video, which will hopefully be on the entire fleet. So I still do need to get the painted version of the Blueberries livery, and then the plain blue, and then once the ribbon livery of the A321neo comes out, I will do a review of all those together. So this model is kind of damaged. It does have this, the ink is rubbing off on the stickers, but I'm trying to be careful with it, and it is better to have it. It is better to have it than kind of not to have it at all. So this is the most common one of the older models, which is pretty much mostly what you would find if you're looking on eBay for one of these. Pretty much the best way to look is on the, if you can't see on the aircraft, just look on the box art of the back of the plane or the back of the Playset box, and you should be able to tell. So this one has the Sung Blue. It is kind of cut off on the front, but that's what it did used to say. And there is the really nice kind of smaller version of the JetBlue logo, which has a more lighter bluish gray on the jet, and then the dark blue on where it says blue. So you can see the difference between the newer livery and then the older livery, which I wish JetBlue did do kind of a more heritage livery of the older livery. I think that would be pretty cool, considering that they do have the other kind of special liveries, like the New York Jets and the other ones as well. So I kind of forgot the names of them, but there is the windows for the fuselage that are the same color as the jet logo, which is kind of that darker bluish gray, go along throughout the whole aircraft. And then I'm pretty sure this is a real registration number, which is N538JB, and the Airbus A320 below that, and then the JetBlue logo on the bubbles tail. So, and this also does have pretty much the same exact color on the bottom, which is the dark blue on the engines and then the undercarriage. And there is no colors on the, there is no dark blue painted on the wingtips, but it is a really nice model and is the most common one that you can find if you are looking for one. So, and then moving on to the Blue Yorker livery, which, as a matter of fact, the plain blue also is titled as Blue Yorker on the little kind of saying on the front of the plane, on the nose of the plane. It is also labeled as Blue Yorker, but they did label this one also as Blue Yorker. But the main difference between this is the tail design, and honestly this one is my favorite. I like the kind of more boxy kind of logo and design. So at the front of the plane, there is the Blue Yorker, and there is the even smaller design, even smaller logo of the JetBlue logo. And this one has the kind of dark blue outline that goes along the cabin doors, which is also displayed on the newer model as well. So, and it's not actually displayed on the Song Blue Bubbles livery. It's actually not displayed on that one as well. So, this one does have the blue painted on the wingtips and the engines and the undercarriage. Pretty much the same color that were for all of the models. And both of these do have the Wi-Fi box up at the top. But this one is kind of smaller, considering that I'm guessing this one was probably older. It is really interesting how the JetBlue logo is different between all of the aircraft, going from being really big on the newer one and then really small on the older ones. So really nice distinctive design on there and difference. So I'm pretty sure this might be a real registration number or not. I didn't really do research on this beforehand, but the registration number on this is N605JB, and then the Airbus A320 below that as well. And then the really nice boxy livery on the JetBlue design. Really nice design on this one. This one is my favorite out of all of the 3 older ones. So, and then moving on to the vehicles of the newer playset. So first is the tow tug, which is very distinctive for all the JetBlue playsets. I think this is pretty much one of the first playsets that actually had all the playsets did come with the tow tugs in them, which is really nice for the JetBlue playsets, because most playsets don't do that. So, it is pretty much all just plain white, but there is the JetBlue logo displayed 3 times throughout the tug, and also it does come with the little stick that just kind of fell off, but attach it to the plane and makes it look like it's being tugged. So then moving on to the catering truck, which is pretty much all white as well, but just has the JetBlue logo and big bold lettering on the side of it. So, which also has the sticker on it as well. So, well, that pretty much is all of the review of the whole playset. So, hopefully I'll be able to do an entire fleet review of the JetBlue models in the future. Hopefully I will be able to get the plain blue livery, which also is the rarest one, if I did not mention that before. The plain blue tail livery is the rarest one of the JetBlue models. So if you do happen to get that, that is really great, because it is the rarest version of it. So, well, thank you so much for watching, and remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.